Oh, that was great. I love Santana. I've never heard a Santana song that I didn't enjoy. Um,
Well, you just
and
have to listen to him in the '80s
okay,
to
fair enough.
to accomplish that. His
Yeah,
his his vintage stuff is fantastic, and some of his newer stuff's really good. There was def like I think like most things in the '80s, it got terrible.
it was just a little weird. It was just a little
You know, when we were
confused.
born.
Yeah,
Well, when I was born anyway.
it was a shock for everyone. Really, it took 10 years to recover. Um, I like for me. Um, there's the in the start is to me because it's got those lower tones, the rumbles too. It's kind of
Yeah,
all mixed together, and then when the groove comes in, it's not like we've lost the wind. Like all
right.
the
It's
the
still in
hi
the back.
hats
Yep,
are very windy.
yep.
Um,
And he's
anything with
playing. I
this,
thought I was just gonna say I thought this was interesting. He was using a hoof shaker,
yeah,
um, but he was shaking it into the wind chimes, which I thought was an interesting, like literally a physical representation of earth and wind coming
right,
together,
right,
which
yes,
I thought was fun. So
yeah. And anytime you got two drum kits and two percussion sets, it looked like that's
yeah,
gonna have to be a winner. I wanted to ask Matt. I was thinking about this. The electric guitar for you. What did that represent? Wind, earth, both, neither?
yeah, I think I've always felt like, and people have actually said this in a few Santana songs, that there's sort of a crying or calling out effect in Santana's guitar playing. You know, he's sort of does a lot of Latin blues type guitar playing, and so I imagine it as sort of you know, at the beginning, I think I imagine it maybe as more avian in quality.
Hmm.
You know, like eagles
Mm-hmm.
and hawks on the wind.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think later on, I imagine it more as sort of you know, wildebeests or
Mm-hmm.
you know, gazelles or whatever else
Mm-hmm.
makes noise.
Interesting.
But I imagine it sort of as the animal side of the music. But you know, that's all obviously just speculation, as most interpretations of jazz
Oh
are.
yeah, sure. Yeah, 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 for sure. Yeah, that's really interesting. It definitely has a live quality to it, I would
Right.
say. And to me, I was thinking of that as sort of a breath of life
Hmm.
quality in a way. But I like the cry
Yeah.
that you were talking about too. That's interesting. Well, go ahead.
No. Nope.
Okay. You did
I
not think that was funny.
let's not turn this into the Key and Peele Skype episode where the lag gets so bad that one of them I think just ends up ending it all.
Right. Yes. Yeah. um, well, that's not. I was just kidding. There was no lag. At least I don't think so.
Right.
But anyway, well, what's next? What's next?
Okay, so the next one's a really beautiful song. It's actually was written in the 1800s. It's called "The Wind That Shakes the Barley." It's a traditional
Oh, I
Irish
know it.
folk. Okay,
Yeah.
and this version is sung by the female singer of a band called a duo called Dead Can Dance. Um, though it's been covered by many people. The Chieftains covered it. But the interesting thing, so this has to do with obviously one of many uprisings against the English by the Irish, and it's interesting. Interesting historical note. What the song title refers to is Irish soldiers would pick barley grains to carry with them as a snack or
Mm.
some form of sustenance, and so when they would die and just sort of be we would be buried, there were these grave sites where barley would later
Oh, wow.
spring up.
Yeah.
Um, and this is sort of somebody who is about to go off to war, and they're in a barley field, and it starts out, the opening lyric is, I sat within the barley green, I sat there with my true love. Um, and I don't remember what it says after that. But the idea is that the character, the soldier, is leaving the physical true love behind for the sort of patriotic true love of Ireland.
Mm.
Um, and so that's kind of where it goes. Really haunting, beautiful song. So I talked about this idea of sort of the wind as sort of a wind of mourning. Um, the kind of wind that you would hear in a really moody funeral scene, or across a weathered heath or something that just represents sort of, sadness.
Wow. Okay. Well, let's give it a listen.